I'm not late. I'm here. I am here. I'm just taking a look at some settings that Twitch is saying that, you know, I'm not following. It says that like I'm unstable and I don't understand. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Tech Talk Today. Tech Talk Today and the Major Linux Show. That's right. We've got time today. We can play a video game for some time. But before we get started on some news today, you know, while I was waiting for the stream to go live and whatnot, I'm sitting here looking at the Twitch dashboard here, and I've noticed for a while that it's been saying that I've been having an unstable connection to Twitch. So I decided to highlight it and see what it says. When you highlight it, kind of gives you a little bubble to let you know what it means. And it says that my average stream bit rate is too high. So I went into my settings and it says that I have it set at 6,000 kilobits per second. So then I went to the Twitch inspector. So let's walk through this here. Let's take a look. Not Twitch inspector here. All right, boom, we're back, right? So I went to the Twitch inspector to see what was going on. It says that I'm stable right here at an average about 6,000 kilobits per second for about 12 minutes, right? I was about to say, or it did. I don't know where my mouse went, but there it is. Yeah, so 6,000 kilobits per second at for about 12 minutes, a little over 12 minutes. All right, now it says that it's great. Now it says that everything's excellent. I don't know what happened, but yeah, apparently it just changed because it says that it's excellent over here on my dashboard. The inspector dashboard says everything is excellent. I don't know. Apparently we are now stable. But before, and you know, look, it was there. It said I wasn't. So I went to see what the broadcasting guidelines were. And for me using MVEC, and even if I was using X264 at 1080p at 60 FPS, the bit rate is supposed to be 6,000 kilobits per second. And I checked, I have all of these settings except for preset. There is no quality preset anymore for the new NVENC. They have not updated this, I guess, since NVENC had been updated, because when you go to output, you look at streaming. Now, maybe because I'm in advanced, but look at preset, there's no quality. There's lowest quality, lower quality, low quality, medium quality. I'm using good quality. I could use the best quality. But yeah, threatening that, oh no, if you don't tune it down, people won't be able to watch your stream. Like, look, that sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. You are Amazon. Amazon is you, Twitch. If you really, really wanted to, spin on some AWS servers, get some shit going. Don't bullshit a bullshitter, man. Actually, I'm not that good of a bullshitter. What am I talking about? Anywho, good day, good morning. It's a little bit dreary this morning. Again, threats of rain here in the Raleigh-Durham area. Do want to point out that it is the anniversary of the Nakba. Nakba been going on for 76 years. Of course, we're showing solidarity with our Palestinian brothers and sisters as they're going through a continuous Nakba. Speaking of which, today I will be co-heading up a teach-in, a movie screening about the Nakba in Durham at the People's Solidarity Hub at 6 p.m. So definitely, if you were in the area, if you'd like to learn more, definitely come on out. I'll be helping facilitate, so that's pretty dope. Let's see here. Oh, somebody did give me a suggestion yesterday to switch out my Apple TV or to use my Mac Mini as like a HPC, or not HPC, what was it? I forget the acronym for like like a multimedia computer-y device. So I did that. I took out the Mac, the Apple TV that I have. It's still sitting behind the TV with everything except for the Ethernet cable unplugged. Oh no, I took out the Ethernet cable too. It's just sitting there now. It's just a puck just sitting behind the TV. The Apple TV is now plugged in. Got the keyboard and mouse over there on the couch. I got rid of Asahi Linux. Asahi Linux is not on that computer anymore. Because again, I don't know what I would use it for. It was fun to install. It was not really a pain to uninstall, but it is a thing where, and boy, when you read, like, people on the internet have opinions. Shocker. Newsflash, everybody. People on the internet have opinions, and I'm doing the Trump hands. People on the internet have opinions. So yeah, when you go and look for instructions on how to move Asahi Linux from your Mac, yeah, it's where you get the worst of Reddit. It's where you get the worst of Stack Exchange, which again, like, I think those are two sites we don't use anymore, or at least maybe don't contribute to them. I know there are people who are trying to alter things on those sites so that way the AI doesn't take it. But again, I'm going to say that if you were at least, okay, I'm going to put this out here, right? I am all for people trying to make sure the AI does not get their data, the things that they have written, right? But I will at least say this. If you are going to take away your help from people who are just looking for shit on Reddit or Stack Exchange or wherever, please make sure that you have another place where you are posting that information, because that was the hard part for me. There were people who, I mean, like, granted, it's not like people were, I don't know. People may have been removing things that I was looking for Asahi uninstallations, right? People could have. I've heard stories though that if you tried to do that on Stack Exchange, they will revert those changes because they know what you're doing. They're not like, it's like the people running Stack Exchange, like, all right, we know what the fuck you're doing. Stop it. But I will say, like, if you are intent on destroying good information because of AI, please make sure you put it somewhere else, or you're contributing to a problem. Because again, I am the person who would rather people have, hold on. Sorry. We're talking to Kev. He gave me that suggestion for a game and said it was somewhere, and I went to go try to get said game, and they're telling me that no, I can't do that because I don't have enough. I don't average 10 viewers on hold on. Okay, see, now I feel like I am about to get a message saying, hey, if the button isn't blocked, still requested. I knew it. Oh, Crodad, what's going on? I am doing okay. I'm going through my morning rant now that I have a little bit of time to do these things. I have time to do it today. So fine. I'm on a little tangent right now. Fine, Kev, I will do it. I will still request it. Anywho, back to the rant. I am a person who would rather the data just be freely out there. If it gets sucked up in AI, it's whatever. It was going to be freely available anyway. Fine, the AI's got it. I don't give a shit at this point. I would rather contribute sensible shit to the AI. Okay, that was weird. I hear that. I have to go get two new tires, oil change, and state inspection tomorrow. Whew, I did that over the course of almost a year. I had to spread it out. 4 new tires. Like 4 new tires at three different times. Get it inspected, get the taxes paid, and then yesterday, because I think you had to leave early. Yesterday, got my oil changed. So I am done, but I am still expecting shit to have to happen in a few months. Well, especially the taxes bit. Well, no, the oil change too. Yeah, doing it all at once, I feel like would be great if I had the money to do so. But yeah, I had to spread that shit out like months. They really are. But unfortunately, living in North Carolina, you need them. It's a bummer. Excuse me. But yeah, I don't mind, like, for me, I don't mind putting information into the system if it means like it's combating what other people are saying that don't really give a shit what they're saying. Again, because let's look at Microsoft's first attempt at doing social network sourced AI. Was it Tay or Ty or whatever the fuck you want to call it, from back in 2012, where in 3 days the shit fucking turned racist. So yeah, somebody posted this a few months ago, where it's like, look, we could be upset about the fact that the AI is scraping data, or that people are selling the data, or that companies are selling the data to the AI companies to have it be trained on, right? We could be upset about that. That makes sense. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I feel like I am not a racist shitbag. So if it's scraping a whole bunch of data along with the racist shitbags, throw my shit in there too to kind of balance that shit out. It's fine. Whatever. I do not give a shit. And it's a terrible way to look at it. Again, capitalism is a fucking hellscape. I will tell you that till I am blue in the face, which would be a lot because brown skin. But at the same time, it's like, I want to be able to contribute something. I do not care about the monetary gain of my words. It's whatever. I do not care. It's there. I put it out there. It's there. It's not like when I teach somebody something that they then take that knowledge and then charge somebody for the knowledge I gave them. Right? Like, I could sit there and be teaching somebody here how to do amazing Linux shit, and then they turn around, take that Linux shit, get a job, and they sell their labor based off of the knowledge that I taught them, right? That I freely gave away. It's whatever. I do not care. My whole thing is, I get why people are upset. I wholeheartedly believe them. I back them up. Cool. You're right. That is wrong, and it is shitty. And you're well within your rights to sit there and take that content down, modify it, fuck up the system. I get it. But at the same time, if this is a move you're going to take, if you're going to take this stance, then please put your answers that you're removing or modifying somewhere else where people can find it. Anywho, that's my rant. Just to say that finding shit to uninstall Asahi Linux on a Mac, I would say, is way more intense than installing Asahi. Way more intense. Like, joking about installing Asahi on stream was one thing. Last night, sitting on that couch, like referring to documentation, like I got my iPad open. Like I would pull it up on a browser on the TV, but because it's a 1080p TV sitting several feet away from me, I can't read it. I can't read the text because the text is so small. Like I had to sit there, increase the text on the terminals just so I could see it. Instead of looking at my iPad sitting on my couch, my keyboard and my trackpad. All right, let's do this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this equals, because like the screen wasn't this, like their partition layout was not the same as mine. So having to translate shit, it was not that hard. But when I first pulled up the instructions, the things that they recommend people use to uninstall Asahi is like, hey, this is not instructions on how to uninstall it. This is how to delete partitions and expand partitions. I.e., hey, this is how you remove it and get your Mac OS back. I'm like, okay, okay. Sorry, I'm still fucking around with Kev. But yeah, so yeah, like I removed the partitions, got everything expanded. Mainly because of the fact that I was going to just restore the Mac. It's like I don't care. There was nothing on the Mac that I wanted to keep because again, I wiped everything prior to doing all of that, prior to installing Asahi, so I can get all the space I could. So there was nothing on it. But I was afraid that if I try to restore Mac OS on the Mac, it would try to restore it to the Mac partition only and still leaving Asahi in place. So I was like, all right, I guess I'm going to have to get rid of Asahi, expand it out, expand out the Mac partition, and then do the Mac white because I wanted to set it up how I would normally set up a Mac by logging in and doing all the shit. So that way everything is just integrated the way it should be. So yeah, that was done last night, installed Plex on it, got that logged in, and yeah, here we are. Let's sit there and damn it, Kev. I'm sorry. I love my co-hosts. I love, again, like these are my brothers and sisters. I love them so much. All right, so I'm gonna do this before we get. There's another thing I'm gonna do before we get to the news. Again, so many things I want to do before we get to news today, because hey, we got time, a little bit more time than usual. We got time. Let's see. I am going to submit for a key to a game that was recommended to me yesterday that I didn't think I qualified for, but I did. I have requested it. It has been requested just so I can get Kev off my back and also open some doors. All right. Cool. So everything is done. Let's get to some news. First off, let's look at some Ghost of Tsushima. It is back in the news. Ghost of Tsushima will be playable on Steam Deck, but only with single player. That will probably. Oh wait, hold on. Let me check. What is this? Who's here? Well, nobody's at my house. Okay, we'll be there 5:15. I will try. I mean, traffic willing, I'll be there long before then. But again, yeah. So Ghost of Tsushima single player only on Steam Deck due to PlayStation Network features. So this game is out tomorrow. It will be playable on the Steam Deck. But because of the things that are going on with the PlayStation Network, how it's being made available, this, that, and the third, only the single player is going to be available on Steam. I'm pretty sure like the multiplayer is probably using some anti-cheat that's causing some issues with Proton. Apparently, sadly on Steam Deck and presumably Desktop Linux too, since they both use Proton, you'll only be able to play single player, at least for now, until Valve can sort out whatever the issues are, prevent the online mode from working. This is from the developer. We know many of you are eager to play Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut on handheld gaming devices like the Steam Deck. We're happy to share that the single-player experience, including the Iki Island expansion, can be enjoyed on Steam Deck and similar handheld gaming PCs, as we've worked extensively to optimize performance and deliver the best possible experience on these devices. You may notice that Steam marks the game as unsupported for Steam Deck. This is due to the Legends co-op multiplayer mode requiring Windows to access PlayStation Network integrated features. Wow. Okay. So I'm wondering if they are splitting this game into two executables then, because like, does the PlayStation part not, I don't know. It's weird. This is weird. I don't know how they're getting this game to work, but they're getting it to work on Steam. However, for everybody else, the PC crossplay will launch with the beta label attached. In a post published on Twitter, developer Nixus Software announced that Legends Ghost of Tsushima's cooperative multiplayer game requiring a PSN login will be functional on PC at launch, but won't automatically match players on different platforms. It said crossplay will carry a beta tag. So crossplay will launch in beta, meaning you can try it out by inviting your PlayStation Network friends. We will love your feedback as we continue to make adjustments in the weeks following launch. So it seems like even Nixus, I don't know, is having an issue with this whole requirement for PlayStation Network to be a fucking thing. I guess to be fair, the PlayStation games that have come out, they're like, I guess like their prestige lineup of games, they have been, for all intents and purposes, single player games. So nobody's ever had to worry about this before. But yeah, now that Helldivers is out, it's becoming somewhat of a fucking issue. And I guess because like Ghost of Tsushima, which was a great single player game, they decided to add some fucking live service multiplayer to it. It's starting to exhibit some similar issues. I don't know of that many other. I mean, granted, I don't pay attention to what Sony's been putting out lately from single player perspective. Well, I have, but it's not like it's front of mind for me. But yeah, I don't think there are any other of Sony's prestige first person titles that have multiplayer components. I want to say Ghost of Tsushima is the only one. Well, no, that's still technically correct. Factions did not come out. I mean, there was technically a multiplayer for there was multiplayer for one of the Last of Us games. I think it was the first, like the first one. And then they got Nathan Drake. Uncharted did have some multiplayer. But I imagine, like, did they strip that out for the Nathan Drake collection? I don't remember. But yeah, like in the PS5 era where they've been launched, where they've been kind of, or yeah, I would say PS5 era because the fact that PC got Spider-Man remastered instead of Spider-Man, which Spider-Man remastered is the PS5 version of that game. Yeah, since the PS5 era when they've been porting their games to PC, none of those games have had multiplayer components up until Ghost of Tsushima, which is probably why we're seeing it now and not earlier. Like, I imagine this game would have been out earlier. And it's also maybe a reason why we may not see Gran Turismo for a long time. Because like that one actually is, I mean, it's a racing game. It's probably better with friends or better online than it would be in single player. I don't know. Also, that game may be just too damn good looking to be on PC or at least on Steam Deck. PC, nah, we can get some shit going on PC. But Steam Deck, which is when I think about PC games, I'm always thinking about Steam Deck. And not my giant gaming PC right here. Yeah, I wonder if this multiplayer is what's causing the hold up with Gran Turismo. Because, like, we need Gran Turismo on PC. Please and thank you. Google I/O was yesterday, and a whole bunch of news came out. But I also do want to remind people that while this is all AI focused and seemingly good for the user, do not forget that they are collecting data. Got another work meeting. Be back in a bit. All right. I do want to remind people that, hey, Google does collect your data. They do a lot of shit with your data. Be cognizant of that when you're using their AI tools. They're probably using the data that you're giving the AI tools to train its data. Keep that in mind. Also, because Google is really good with AI, they like to tell you that. Just as a, hey, look at all the amazing things we're doing with AI. Do not forget that they are building their AI systems along with using their cloud infrastructure along with Amazon to kill innocent Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank with Project Nimbus. So definitely keep that in mind. I did see news this morning that there were protesters outside of Google I/O protesting the event, bringing awareness to Project Nimbus and what it is doing over in occupied Palestine. So yep, they are now bringing their AI powered search to everyone. For those who may not know what that looks like, let's see, I'm gonna search for the iPhone 15. Okay, apparently that did not kick it off. Sometimes it gives me the search and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know what triggers it. Maybe if I ask it a question. Okay, nope. Am I blocking this somehow? What is happening? It was, yeah, I hate this. It works sometimes and then it doesn't. I don't know how to trigger it. It's really fucking weird. Let's see. Maybe if I actually ask it a question. Nope. Still nothing. Yeah, I don't know how to trigger it. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it may depend on what computer I'm using. That's also a very real possibility. Like there is something I am doing in this browser that I am not doing like on the browser on my MacBook or something. But yeah, sometimes I do. Let's open up Chrome. Like I'm not as restrictive on Chrome. No, that didn't work. Nope, that ain't it. Now this will just give me a fucking calculator. Yeah, I don't know. I can't get it to fucking work. It's whatever. The AI shit is Google search. I've had it in there for a while, so like I can't kick it up like I used to. It's really fucking weird. But yeah, so it's like when you do search for things, it will kind of give you an AI overview similar to what you're seeing here in the screen, kind of explaining some things. Maybe if I actually like, what are the northern lights? Maybe it'll do it. No? Yeah, no, I don't. Am I no, that's not happening. Maybe? No. Yeah, I don't know what triggers the fit. I'm trying to. It's not that. Is it you? Now? No. I don't know. Anywho, I'm not wasting more time on that. That's just weird. I don't know how my computers work, and that's sad. Let's see here. Google builds Gemini right into Android, adding contextual awareness within apps. You'll be able to drag and drop AI generated images, ask specific questions about a YouTube video, and more. So yeah, now on Android devices, you can use your Google Assistant and say, hey, can you summarize this video I'm watching? Or hey, generate an image and then just drag it into a message or something. Let's see here. Google has also, to compete with OpenAI Sora, Google has revealed VO, which generates AI videos. Like the fact that this video doesn't exist. Also, like, why can't we see the horse? Huh? What's wrong with this horse? Yeah, I don't think, do I have access to video? I don't think I have VO to sign up for shit. Yeah, but this is, I fear, like, I mean, okay, so like like generative AI images have come a long way from where they were several years ago, where like, cause like I see DeepMind and I'm like, yep, I remember DeepMind, and almost everything that came out of fucking DeepMind was some hellscape of an image that I could not look at. I just couldn't. Like I still remember, like it was like an image of like a plate of spaghetti, but like they had the heads of dogs in them, and it freaked me the fuck out. I just couldn't do it. And like I think that's what made me really furious with generative AI images initially. They finally went away, but now they're back, but they're better because people are actually just trying to generate real shit. How did we get here? Also, Google is building Gemini Nano AI right into Chrome. The lightweight AI assistant will let you generate social media posts, product reviews, and more directly within Chrome. That reminds me, I need to sit there and put a service review up for the place I went to get my oil change. They were amazing, and I do want to thank them. And hey, this tells me help make maps more inclusive. I would like to help you. I mean, it's Google, but again, there are some services that Google does provide that I feel like is very critical to things. Why? I don't want to be this person, but here I am being this person. Okay, man, that's how I like my work meeting. Short and not sweet, but not bitter either. Like I hate how capitalism has ruined things that should be objectively cool. But they ruin it so much. Like, hey, I would like to help Google Maps make them more inclusive, but also, I don't want to send people to Google Maps. I don't want to send people to Apple Maps. Just why? Like, products that are made that are for the betterment of society, I feel like objectively, I feel like, look, if you did not have a Maps app, like we have these smart, damn it. Yeah, see, if we start pulling this thread, it's just a wrap. It's a wrap. I'm going to stop. I have to stop. I'm not in that ranty. I'm not in that ranty mood right now. But yeah, you can use your AI in your browser to help you write posts and stuff, because I mean, again, I've made this argument before, right? I do not have a problem with generative text AI and what it generates, as long as the data it's being trained on is available, it was open, it's not being sold. People's contributions that have opted into it being trained are in there. Like, I wouldn't. It's a whole thing where it's like I would like to have a generative AI that is trained on any content that I have made. Like the words that I have said, the words that I have typed, and I have access to it. Like if I took their little learning model thing, fed it all of the shit I have done, and it spits out things it thinks I would say if I asked it a question. But yeah, and I have made the argument before that I feel like there are people who have tough times coming up with things to say in the moment when they're responding to people, when they're trying to make posts, write copy for things. And I feel like generative text AI can be used for good. Now, if you are selling access to that, fuck you. If you are stealing people's content to make it, fuck you. but I still feel like text generation, like creating copy based off of probably like, hey, I would like to say this, but I am no good with words. I can't word good right now. And it actually generates copy. Now, all right, that's cool, especially for people who can't afford copywriters. Like for the average person, the average citizen user, end user of this using it, I don't see that much of an issue. And this may be a hot take here. I don't think so. I really don't think it is, but whatever. It's the internet. Let's do this. Thank you, Jeff Grubb. See, you see how I attribute things, but and I honestly, that's all OpenAI would need to do. Say, hey, I pulled these words from these sources. This is where I got the bulk of this knowledge. But when companies start using and starts replacing copywriters, when they start replacing writers, and people who are paid to write things, then we have a problem. But I feel like an end user like me, I do not feel like text generation is an issue. Art, generative art is a little bit stickier. I still feel like for the end user, yeah, it's still sticky, and that's the one I can't budge on. Because I feel like, okay, if I'm writing an email, I'm not hiring somebody to write an email for me. If I'm writing a social media post, or like I need to write, or I need a summary of something, I'm not hiring somebody to do that. Like, that just seems odd. But if I need somebody to create art, if I need art created, that's something I would pay for. It's not like I couldn't do the art. Like, I could, like, it's something where it's like I'm replace something where it's like I could technically do this. It would take me a while. Art, I cannot do. That's something I can't do. I can't, in all intents and purposes, I cannot replace an artist. If I need something done, I'll just have to get an artist, or hopefully find somebody who can do this art for me, who will be able to work with me. Like, I feel like generative AI art is a slippery slope. I mean, so is text generation too, but not to the extent like art is, video is. Like VO, I'm not happy about that. Sora, I'm not happy about that. Midsummer, I'm not happy about that. Stable Diffusion, not happy about that. Dolly, not happy about that. Also, yeah, it does seem like Google is really playing a catch-up game here. Now, this is something that I feel like was nice. Google's Project Game Face hands-free mouse launches on Android, or at least they are now putting, they have open sourced the more of the code for Game Face, and this is to allow you to use your face to be able to control things like a mouse on a screen. So like this one, accessible, and again, open source. So I will wholeheartedly support this, because one, again, accessible, two, open source. So good on Google to kind of get this stuff out here. Allow more people to be able to use and interface with technology. Sure, it will help them. It will help people who normally wouldn't use Google to use more Google. But on top of that, it will help more people just to be able to use devices in general. And again, I'm cool with that. For those who like to run virtual machines, and I am one of those people. I used to not be, but when I realized how easy it was for me to do things I normally wouldn't do, VMware Fusion Pro 13 goes free for personal use. Let's see, following the acquisition, At the end of 2022, VMware debuted support to run Windows 11 on Apple Silicon Macs with Fusion 13, and at the end of 2023, VMware was officially acquired by Broadcom in a $69 billion deal. I think that's how much Microsoft bought Activision. Excuse me. Following the acquisition, Broadcom's VMware was announced today that Fusion Pro 13 and Workstation Pro 17 have been made free for personal use. We now provide a free personal use or paid commercial use subscription for our pro apps. Users will decide based on their use case whether a commercial subscription is required. This means that everyday users who want a virtual lab on their Mac, Windows, or Linux computer can do so for free simply by registering and downloading the latest build from the new download portal located at support.broadcom.com. I do like that. This may be the method now in which I will probably go and install things on my Macs. Like being able to use Windows 11 on my Mac will be cool. Being able to use like a full-fledged Fedora. Now, granted, like I've been using UTM. I don't know. Maybe I need to look at the difference in UTM and VMware. For full disclosure, I did used to work for a company that, well, no, it doesn't need to be disclosed. It's nothing to do with this because the fact I left the company before it was acquired by VMware. Anyway, I was going to say that, yes, I used to work for a company called Pivotal that was acquired by VMware back in 2018. The deal closed, I think, December 31st, 2018. No, 2019. That's right. It was right before the pandemic. My last day at the company was December 31st, 2019. I didn't leave because I didn't want to be acquired. I left because I wanted to get out of the company, and it did work. It worked out. But yeah. I'm keeping this one. I'm keeping for myself because I want to use it. Hooray. AT&T paid bribes to get two major pieces of legislation passed. Let's see. The U.S. government has provided more details on how a former AT&T executive allegedly bribed a powerful state lawmaker's ally in order to obtain legislation favorable to AT&T's business. Former AT&T Illinois President Paul Sciazza is set to go on trial in September of 2024 after being indicted on charges of conspiracy to unlawfully influence then Illinois House Speaker Michael Madigan. AT&T itself agreed to pay a $23 million fine in October 22 in connection with the alleged illegal influence campaign and said it was committed to ensuring that this never happens again. The Madigan ally referred in the court documents as individual FR1 is former state representative Edward Acevedo. A Chicago Tribune article notes Acevedo, who was Madigan's assistant majority leader in the Illinois House before retiring in 2017, was sentenced to 6 months in prison for tax evasion in 2022. Madigan left his House Speaker post in 2021. In one internal email sent to an AT&T employee, Sciazza allegedly described the company's quid pro quo with Madigan as the friends and family plan. Oh boy. Let's see, it looks like he offered $22,500, which was paid him 9 monthly installments of $2,500. The payments were approved by AT&T, even though, quote, internal justifications to AT&T's accounting department for the payments to individual FR1 were incomplete in that they did not mention the individual FR1 was the intended recipient of the payments. End quote. A, quote, false contract amendment, end quote, was allegedly used to conceal the payments. Ugh. In an email on July 12, 2017, less than 2 weeks after the COLR bill became law, defendant received a request to sponsor a nonprofit event from a relative of Madigan's, quote, at the suggestion of our good friend Mike McLean, end quote. Defendant forwarded that request to individual ATT1 and noted this will be endless. Individual ATT1 responded, I suspect the thank you opportunities will be plentiful. A reference to the recent passage of the COLR legislation. Defendant responded, yep, we are on the friends and family plan now. Oh, okay, that's what it's. Okay, yeah. The government and the bribery scheme resulted in passive legislation eliminating AT&T's carrier of last resort obligation to provide landline phone service and separate legislation related to small cell deployments. Madigan, a Democrat, was House Speaker when both bills were passed. The lobbyist who was expected to testify allegedly acted as an intermediary by transmitting payments to Madigan's ally. So that's right. Even your Democratic Congress people are corrupt. Let's look at what was it? Menendez? No, is it Menendez? Who's the New Jersey? Was a New Jersey senator? Ah, yes, Mr. Bobby Menendez. Bob Menendez, currently on trial for taking bribes from Egypt and Qatar. With gold bars, baby. Had them gold bricks. Also, look, if you're going to do crimes, don't search how to do crimes or how to do the crime you are planning to do. Don't Google search. I just told you that Google tracks your shit. I want to say at one point, a few years ago, somebody, I think it was like a tour of a Google campus. Somebody said that Google has had a screen that shows you search queries happening in real time. Don't do crime. Don't Google search for crime. No. Don't do that. But yeah, all these politicians are corrupt. Just know that. Just know that. Just keep that in your brain. Just keep that in your brain. It's time for a new system. Of course, over on the Twitter side of things, Elon Musk cannot stay out of news. I really feel like he does this shit just to try to stay relevant. As much as people are claiming like Macklemore is trying to stay relevant, or that Drake and maybe Kendrick Lamar are trying to stay relevant. I don't know. Look, a whole war in Gaza was happening and all of a sudden a rap beef breaks out. I guess that's a thing that people do. I don't know. Look, do what you do. Do whatever you need to do. I'm not here to judge. I just want to take down capitalism. Anywho, Muskie Musk is back in the news because X now treats cisgender as a slur. I do not understand how this is a thing. That why? The increasingly discriminatory act, Twitter, because the cisgender is a slur, I'm detonating Twitter. Now considers the term cisgender a slur. Owner Elon Musk posted last June to the delight of his bigoted brigade of blue check sycophants. Oh, that's great. That was a great ass line. That was a bar. That cis or cisgender are considered slurs on this platform. On Tuesday, X made good on the regressive provocateur stance and reportedly began posting an official warning that the LGBTQ inclusive terms could result in a ban from the platform. Not that you'd miss much. Again, like I have said on TikTok Thursdays, and I have said before, and yes, I forgot, but I'm remembering. Look, you don't have to go anywhere. You can completely divest from social media at this point. Just get the fuck off of Twitter. If you are still on fucking Twitter in the year of our Lord 2020 and 24, you are the problem. I'm sorry. I cannot. Whatever ills befall you on that platform is your fucking fault at this point. If you are on Twitter thinking like, I can change him, we can make this better. No. The ship has sunk. It's not sinking, it is sunk. It is 20 leagues under the sea. Get off the boat. Get off the boat. What are you doing? Come up for air. TechCrunch reported on Tuesday that trying to republish a post using the term cisgender or cis in the X mobile app will pop up a full screen warning reading, "This post contains language that may be considered a slur by X and could be used in a harmful manner in violation of our rules." It then gives you the choice of continuing to publish the post or conforming to the backwards views of the worst of us and deleting it. I love who wrote this article. This is great. Who is this? Will Shanklin. Are you on Mastodon? I want to follow you. Look, are you on ActivityPub? I want to follow you. Have you turned on Federation on Threads? I want to follow you. Oh boy. This man wants to get back to apartheid South Africa so fucking bad. He hates this shit, bro. Whatever happened when people who didn't elect me lived in another part of the country and I didn't have to worry or think or see them? That's what I want. I want to exploit the people, but don't want to talk to them. I'm sorry. I'm working on my Musk. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be better than AI generation. It's gonna be fantastic. In more social media news, 8 TikTok creators have filed their own lawsuit against the divest or ban law. 8 TikTok creators are suing to stop a law that will ban the app unless its Chinese parent company divests from it. Shit. Hit my elbow on my desk. Arguing that the measure would strip them of their livelihoods and creative outlets. The suit is similar to the company's own challenge to the law in that it leans on First Amendment arguments, calls lawmakers' concerns about the app speculative, and recalls that courts have blocked other methods of banning TikTok, including former President Donald Trump's executive order and a Montana state law. But while the company's suit details the alleged impracticality of separating TikTok from its owner ByteDance, the creators' suit focuses squarely on how their own speech could be impacted if TikTok went away. Let's see, the creators, including rancher Brian Fireball, book reviewer Talia Cadet, and college football coach Timothy Martin, claim that TikTok is distinct from other social media platforms as a vehicle for expression, meaning that there's no equivalent platform for creators to move to. They point to its recommendation algorithm and features like its green screen or duet capabilities as elements that make it stand out. Those characteristics intrinsic to the medium and derived from the system TikTok uses to curate content for each user, give TikTok a distinct culture and identity. Creating videos on TikTok creating TikToks, I guess, is thus its own form of expression, and content expressed through TikTok may convey a different meaning than content expressed elsewhere. And as quickly as Instagram is trying to copy TikTok to bring everybody back into Meta's fold, Instagram is still not TikTok. Let's keep it a band and a buck. It is still not TikTok. Like for me, I've look at Instagram. Yes, on Instagram, I exclusively look at Instagram Reels and stories. Well, I mean, I do look at posts. I'm mainly looking at stories to watch reels that have been shared to stories and also posts that have been shared to stories. I'm not going through Instagram reels. I'm not engaging with Instagram's main function, which was to post photos. I am mainly going through stories, and I'm going through the stories of people that I follow on Instagram. On TikTok, it is different because it is just like, look, you can look at the videos, you can look at the TikToks, I guess, of like the people you follow, and then you can look at the For You page, and that's it. The only thing I wish TikTok would get rid of is a fucking shop tab. I am not buying anything from you. I do not trust that. Again, I do want to point out, like, there are multiple reasons why the US is wanting to ban or have TikTok be divested from, or have ByteDance divest from TikTok. And it's one, because, hey, a shit ton of people learned about what was happening over there in Palestine. Two, people learning a shit ton about a whole bunch of other shit. Whether it is Congo, Sudan, Tigray, Haiti, capitalism, socialism, police oppression, or state-sponsored oppression, a whole bunch of shit through the app. The fact that, they can't, like, the government, the state cannot control the message because the state, or at least the Western states, are afraid of China for some weird reason. Well, I mean, there's plenty of reasons. I know those reasons mentioned before. Geez, why is everything happening at 11? Like, I'm getting like a shit ton of things that are happening at 11 a.m. Stop doing that. Like, we know why, but Congress keeps coming back and saying, yo, we've seen some shit, especially the senators, and I'm going to pick on Raphael Warnock here. Sure, everybody went after Jeff Jackson when he said, hey, TikTok won't be banned, and then voted for the ban like a dumbass. And like, I feel like he's just now been excommunicated from TikTok. Dude was a real one. Or was he? But Raphael Warnock talking about, like, yo, the things we have seen are concerning. And I had to do something. Look, my children, the 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old constituents, my children aren't going to like the decision that I make. This will come and bite me in the butt years later. Say, yeah, why didn't y'all think about that shit? Like, they are coming for you now. They just wait. Just wait till they turn 18. Like, you realize there are no term limits. It's not like you can just make a decision and you're like, all right, cool, I made a decision. Fuck you. It's like, no, you're going to be in there when your children come of age, and they're not going to like you for it. But I guess you're just waiting them out, right? Like, eventually they'll see that life is better without TikTok. There's nothing they can do about it now. But yeah, Raphael Warnock, senators in U.S. Congress, if y'all have seen something damning about TikTok, and y'all keep saying that the U.S. citizens have a right to know, then fucking tell us. Fucking tell us. Don't wait. Don't delay. Tell us. What's so fucking damning that we have to get rid of TikTok? Because it's been a while and we ain't heard shit from you. Fuck all from you. But I guess you don't need to do it now. You don't need to tell us now because you got what you wanted. Fuck out of here. And now there's this here. Oh, so that's why. Okay. Now some of this starting to make a little bit more sense. Or at least one part of this whole division. Again, let's get through this first. Social media users are blocking celebs to support Palestine. So from what I have gathered from this, and this is an article talking about it, but from what I have gathered through watching a lot of people discussing this online, is the fact that, hey, if we block these celebrities, it will restrict their reach and therefore hurt their wallets. That's the main crux of the issue. This kind of stemmed out from the Met Gala, which happened last Monday, if I'm not mistaken, where at the same time as the Met Gala, Israel was initiating their ground invasion into Rafah. So, of course, looking at the Met Gala, the Oscars, the Super Bowl, and they say the Grammys. I don't pay attention to the Grammys. I don't know. But I will also look at Thanksgiving and Black Friday, the weekend of that initial week-long ceasefire that was broken by Israel during Black Friday. And hoping that nobody would notice because too many people were getting fat, eating a whole bunch of turkey, and then going out shopping. But no, we noticed. We know. But yeah, I love how this is now I don't know. I don't know if this was tied to a TikTok trap, but apparently that's what Miyasato is tying it to, where a influencer named Haley Khalil shows off an elaborate floral dress and a headpiece as she prepares to host a pre-Met Gala red carpet event. Her misstep was using an audio snippet in the background taken from the 2006 film Marie Antoinette, in which the titular character smirks and delivers one of the most famous and spurious one-liners of history, quote, "Let them eat cake." The sound has been circulating on TikTok for months, mostly used in makeup tutorials, fashion videos, and things of that nature. But why though? Why would anybody want to use that line? I don't understand. I don't know. Personally, why would anybody want to use this line ever? But hey, y'all do y'all, I guess. The backlash was swift and brutal. Honestly, I saw this video. I saw the TikTok. Somebody had shared it, they had stitched it or whatever. After the fact, after the backlisting thing kind of went off, majority of the stuff I saw was the comparisons of the Met Gala to the Hunger Games. Where it was yeah, look at District 1 as District 12 is being bombed. That's what I was seeing a lot of. But yeah, I saw the Marie Antoinette joint, and that was the first time I'd ever heard or saw anybody use that line. And I'm like, yo, just no. If I heard anybody say that line prior to that moment, I'm like, yeah, no, this ain't it, Chief. And that's probably why, I'm not going to be on TikTok, I'm not going to be served shit like that. Cause it's yeah, no, that's not cool. Let's not, that ain't the move. Not right now. A lot of us are on edge. This ain't it. Oh shit! What the fuck? I don't know what the fuck I was gonna say. I don't know. Yeah, let's end it. Yeah, that just won't the move. Let's see. The backlash was swift and brutal. Audiences compared the event to the Hunger Games, a dystopia where the wealthy sit back as everyone else fights to the death. TikTok users flooded Khalil's comments, saying she was clueless, callous, or purposely trying to manufacture outrage. I mean, I think she was fucking clueless. I saw the apology, right? And she was like, look, the dress was Marie Antoinette inspired. It's okay, yeah. So one, Marie Antoinette audio, bad. Just in its because I didn't know what the dress was representing. So I'm like, You using that line in this moment, bad. If you would just apologize, look, it was a mistake, cool, whatever. You made a mistake, it's whatever. But then like, she was like, I made the mistake because I was wearing a Marie Antoinette theme. You made it worse. You made it worse now by saying like, oh, I was using what everybody's saying was a popular sound, which again, in my sphere of influence, I wouldn't say my sphere of influence. I'm not influenced. I don't think I'm influencing anybody. If I'm influencing you, why? But I'll call it a bubble. Let's just call it a bubble. It is what it is. It's a bubble. In my little bubble, my little TikTok bubble, Marie Antoinette ain't in there unless we talking about the French Revolution, like just straight up French Revolution guillotines and everything. So the sound's not there. I didn't know how popular the sound was. I actually thought that was her saying it. I did not know it was a sound until just now. But then, yeah, seeing the apology that, oh, I was using a popular sound, or I did it because the dress was Marie Antoinette themed. Again, not knowing it was a sound. So you just thought you ate dressing up as Marie Antoinette. Ma'am, do you not know who Marie Antoinette is? She ain't a good person. That's like me showing up dressed up as Hitler. Like, nah, dog, that just ain't it. That's not it. That's like me dressing up as Trump. This ain't the move. This ain't it. Yeah, Khalil insisted it was an honest mistake, but the optics were bad as thousands die starving or displaced in Gaza. Reveling in opulence will inevitably rub some the wrong way. What do you mean? See, this is why I have a problem with the fucking Verge. The Verge is so fucking like neoliberal shit. Like it's really neoliberal. It's like, yo, yeah, like we champion all these rights. But look, it's capitalism though. We're a tech website. We got stuff like no. I feel like Engadget for me will just give me the news and they will sit there and take some spins. I have not seen much of Engadget's take on these issues, but it's the Verge I've seen a lot of. And it's like, dog, y'all are starting to sound like just left of the New York Times. It's still not great. It's not great. But let's actually see what they are saying about the conflict, or excuse me, because it's not a conflict. They're going to call it a conflict, I bet, but this is not a conflict. For 7 months, social media audiences have watched violence rain down on Palestinians in Gaza following Hamas's October 7th attack in Israel. Or how about Palestinian freedom fighters breaking out of their open air prison? Instagram feeds have been inundated with infographics, charts, and gruesome images of death and destruction. They have. TikTok, once an app primarily known for goofy dances, still is, depending on who it is, depending on whose app or whose phone you're looking at, has become a battleground for shaping the public narrative around the long-standing Israel-Palestine conflict. There is no Israel-Palestine conflict. Israel is committing ethnic cleansing and genocide on the Palestinian people who have had that land for centuries, if not millennia. And the Israelis have been brutally slaughtering them for over 76 years. Again, it's not happy Nakba Day. It's not. But it is Nakba Day. For many, especially younger people, their entire exposure to the conflict has been on social media, as opposed to learning of it on college campus, though family, or via traditional media. Actually, no, I would say on college campuses. That's where these kids are learning it too. I mean, sure, initially it was social media, but then, yeah, that spread like wildfire on the college campus. But then I guess because you got a whole bunch of young people there. It only makes sense then that these same platforms have become an outlet for their responses, whether in the form of frustration, activism, or some combination thereof. At the same time that Khalil's video was being debated and discussed, a seemingly unplanned grassroots movement dubbed Blackout 2024 was picking up steam. Last week, a TikTok user shared a video about blocking celebrities on social media platforms in order to stymie their reach and by extension their earnings from ads or sponsored content. The video was in response to clips from the Met Gala interspersed with news footage of Gaza, and the intended message was clear. Celebrities don't care about what happens to everyone else. The least normal people could do is try to cut the powerful off however they can. I mean, at least people are covering it. But again, this is not an issue between Israel and Hamas. It isn't. It never has been. I really wish people would stop saying that because last I checked, Hamas agreed to a ceasefire, an everlasting ceasefire, giving the hostages back that they have, the bodies of the dead that they do have. And Israel, let's see, check some notes. They said, fuck you, we're invading Rafah. But yes, it's been about October 7th. It's been about the hostages. I mean, as we bomb the place where the hostages are. Yeah. Fuck your shit. Fuck your narrative. This ain't never been about Hamas. This ain't never been about the fucking hostages. And the sooner people get that through their fucking skulls, the better we'll be. And we can see how evil the Israeli state has been. We can see how evil the United States has been. How we can see how evil Western countries have been to the global majority, to the global South, to everybody who does not look like or who does not agree with them. Food for thought. Speaking of getting the facts straight, Threads is getting its own fact-checking program. Previously, Threads used Facebook and Instagram's programs, but Threads said, no, we want our own now. So we're going to get our own. Adam Mosseri, the head of Instagram, and I guess the de facto person in charge of Threads, stated that Threads recently made it so that Meta's third-party fact checkers could review and rate any inaccurate content on the platform. Before the shift, Meta was having fact checks conducted on Facebook and Instagram and then matching near identical false content that users shared on Threads. However, there's no indication of exactly when the program started or if it's global. So yeah, they get bringing more fact checking into Threads. I mean, it's always good to have some fact checkers, as long as they're not suppressing content, that's voicing dissent against the people. Also, again, you may want to check Instagram may be suppressing political views on your app, so definitely go check your settings for that. You find instructions online. Ooh, excuse me. What really bums me out about this one is, well, let's get to the article here. iPad finally gets battery health info and adaptive charging, but only on the new ones. This bums me out. I would at least like to know my battery health on my iPad. I can care less about the adaptive charging. That's fine. Do whatever you need to do. But at least let me know what my battery health is on my iPad. I'm just saying. I have iPads here that belong to people who necessarily don't care about the devices as much, and I would like to know. I would like to keep track of battery health of those devices along with my own. The fact that this is only available to new devices kind of sucks. Maybe they'll roll it out. Maybe it's something they can roll out on older iPads. I don't know. But yeah, it sucks that this is not available for old iPad users. Microsoft's patch fixes the update that broke VPNs on Windows. That's right. If you were a Windows user and was using a VPN and your VPN stopped working for a bit, Microsoft may have the fix for you. Microsoft's latest release for May 2024, KB 5037771, or OS builds 22621.3593 and 22631.3593. Wait, oh, I see. Okay, those are two different numbers. They look very similar, but they are two different numbers. Has just one highlight. This update addresses a known issue that might cause your VPN connection to fail. This occurs after you install the update dated April 9th, 2024 or later. So yeah, if you were having troubles with VPN, maybe try grab a Windows update as soon as possible. But also keep in mind, I think we had covered last week on Tech Talk Thursdays that VPNs are vulnerable to attack. There is an issue. Well, was that Tech Talk Thursdays? It might. I think it is. Either that or I didn't include it on this list. I don't remember. But yeah, I know. I at least covered. No. I covered it. So I have a feeling I talked about it. But yeah, VPNs. There's a security flaw with a lot of VPNs, and the only things that aren't exposed are Android phones because they don't use a particular feature in question, and ExpressVPN says that I'm not sure if they don't use it or if they have fixed the issue. So yeah, keep that in mind when using VPNs. In deals, if you were looking to try to get some Xbox 360 games, now is the time. Xbox 360 Digital Store gets swath of discounts ahead of its closure. To celebrate the legacy of Xbox 360, we're working with our amazing publishing partners to bring you as many price reductions from our online store or from the Xbox 360 store on the console. Microsoft also added that it will be updating this list of deals again both next month and in July. All price reductions announced will remain until the store is closed this summer. So that's right. This is permanent markdowns, going out of business sale, and the list is only going to grow from here. So yeah, if you've missed some Xbox 360 games, you like to grab them, go for them right now. You got up to 90% off. Far Cry 4, 80% off. If you want some Just Dances, all of them are 80% off. Let's see. What is it? Rise of the Tomb Raider, Xbox 360, or of course Xbox 360, 80% off. Wow, but the original Tomb Raider, the original reboot Tomb Raider is 75% off. That is wild. Yeah, that is wild. Also, this is the UK store. I wonder if this is also available in the US. Watch Dogs 80% off. I did not think about that. I am going to check out this blog post. All right, it is in the at least this is the US. Okay, so let's just make sure, right? Tomb Raider, I click on that one. Okay, so this is the US one. Yep, so $5. Oh, you know what? I bet you I know why that one's 75 and the other one is 80. Wow. So also I'm mad that it just opened it up in the same tab I was in before. Okay, so it's not even, so regular Tomb Raider was $4.99, but Rise of the Tomb Raider is $7.99, which means that Tomb Raider was just like already discounted. It was already selling at a discounted rate, and it was like, oh yeah, I guess we can only drop, like, we can't make it less than $5, can we? And more Xbox news, but you know, bad news for Xbox, great news for PlayStation. The PS5 has shipped almost 5 times more consoles than the Xbox Series X and S during the last quarter. I could look, I mean, okay, this is how I'm going to look at this. We could look at this as like, oh no, this is a defeat for Xbox, right? But also Xbox has not been pushing the, I don't feel like Xbox has been wanting to push the console as much as PlayStation. Like, they don't care where you play the games as long as you're playing their games. Like, whether that's console, PC, cloud, and now even on PlayStation and the Nintendo Switch itself, it does not give a shit. Like, honestly, I would say, like, yeah, Xbox may have checked out. Like, they're not trying to push as hard as Sony. And of course, like, I also had that thought of, well, because you're in a specific position, of course you would say that. Whereas like, maybe I will be against, maybe I'm against some of the things I'm against because I don't have a job or something like that, right? Or it's like, no, I've been standing on business even when I had a job. That's right. I can speak like the kids do. And in the same vein, like at the beginning of this, like when shit was like 1-1, and it probably wasn't. I mean, well, 1-1 as close as it could be before things did start splitting away for PlayStation at the beginning. Microsoft was saying like, hey, we would rather just have people play games wherever. That's why Game Pass exists. We would like to sit there, and that's why we have the cloud stuff. We would just rather you play the games wherever. We don't care. We'll put Game Pass on TVs. Play Game Pass on your phone. Play Game Pass on a Mac. In the back of a whack SUV. I don't know. I tried. But like Sony doesn't have that same type of infrastructure. So the only way you'll be able to play a PlayStation game for the most part will be a PlayStation 5. Sure, you can get it on PC, but even then, like that base may be really small because like, again, you're looking at Sony's prestige titles. A lot of people like there may not, I'm not saying there aren't people who are, that was appreciated. Thank you. The amount of people who are probably playing Sony's games on PC may not be a lot compared to the people who are playing them on PlayStation because they would rather get them as soon as they release and not have to wait a year or so. So like there's a lot of us on PC though who will wait a year. Like I'll wait for Spider-Man. I'll wait for Horizon. I'll wait for Ratchet & Clank. I'll wait for Gran Turismo. Yes, I am still waiting for Gran Turismo. I will never give up hope on Gran Turismo. We'll wait for The Last of Us. I won't, but some people will. But yeah, a lot of people are going to want to play these games first on PlayStation. Again, we can look at Microsoft's titles too. Like, yes, a lot of people want to play them first on Xbox, but hey, we can also play them on PC. Oh wait, I have this PC here. I get to play it day and date. I get to play with Xbox gamers. I have Game Pass. Why would I need a console? I just get PC Game Pass. So I can go to the Microsoft store. Also, Microsoft is putting the games on Steam. So I don't even need to even interact with the Microsoft store to buy these games and play them. Microsoft has removed so many barriers to entry to play their first party titles on day one, period. That, yeah, like, why would they need to sell consoles? They know this. And I feel like that's where they're going. So to see an article like this is like, oh no, Xbox is losing the console wars. Like, but were they even playing? Like, Microsoft was not even playing this fucking game. And here it is, you're trying to start, like, it's like trying to start a flame war with nobody else. It's like just, you just throwing shit. It's like, dude, whatever, man. I am too old for this. Go away. So yeah, like, honestly, looking at this is like, it's whatever. Y'all do y'all. Whatever you need to do to feel better about PlayStation, cool, do that. Microsoft ain't playing this game. And Nintendo not been playing this game. That's why, like, nobody's talking about, like, oh no, PS5 outsold the Switch. Like, nobody gives a shit. Nintendo doesn't give a shit. Nintendo never gave a shit. You could say whatever you want. Nobody cares. And the fact that, like, this also, like, time for next gen, like, really? Is it a slow news day? Are you just this daft of a person where it's like you don't contextually look at the information, you don't analyze the data, you're just reporting it as like, look, I read it, I saw a thing that says Sony is outselling Microsoft 5-1 on consoles. Maybe maybe they're tired and Microsoft needs to put a new console. Nope, that's not what that says. Really think about that. Think about what you just read. Think about what you just saw. Think about it. Remember from the past, it's only been 4 years. Phil Spencer said, we want everybody to play fucking games. We don't care where they're playing it. Xbox just put games on PlayStation. I do not think Microsoft is really caring about that shit. Like, honestly, because of what the Xbox is, the Xbox is like the fucking Surface. It's like Windows Phone. There were hardware projects that were created at Microsoft to provide reference spec for how a game could, or how a thing could run. The Windows Phone for Windows, the Windows phones for Windows Phone 7, like Windows Phone 10 or whatever, like the OS that not only did they make a phone for, but they licensed the OS to other manufacturers. It's like, make a phone like this. This is how the software should work on the phone. The Surface Book, the Surface laptop, whatever. Like, hey, we have Windows. Here is a reference device on how we see Windows running on these myriad of devices. Xbox, we have DirectX. This is how we see DirectX kind of working with an ideal set of specs. The fact that you can literally, like, the Xbox now, or at least since the Xbox One, they have been making them like it is an x86 system. It is literally made out of PC parts. Like, Digital Foundry is Digital Foundry, you go watch any of their videos, they're making PCs that are equivalent of consoles because they are near close to off-the-shelf parts. Sure, they are custom builds with a custom CPU, custom GPU. Everything's kind of soldered onto the board to an extent. And sure, with the Xbox, they've got a whole bunch of proprietary shit. But again, you open up the damn Xbox, there's an NVMe drive sitting in there. The PlayStation, maybe not, but still, you can put one in there. But those especially the Xbox, it is an x86 part that is running fucking Windows, whether you like it or not. that really focuses DirectX. And it's like, hey, developers, if you were creating something for the Microsoft platform, you created for the Xbox, it will work on PC because it's literally the same fucking hardware. It's an AMD chip, AMD CPU, AMD GPU. It's got RAM that you would normally find in a PC, maybe a little bit different. Yes, Merch, I get it. We know. We know. Yeah, that is boo. Yeah, boo to that. But yeah, like the RAM may be just slightly different, but not really. There is, again, like even though we still have expansion drives and Western Digital and Seagate was first. But yeah, like but the internal hard drive is an NVMe that you can fucking buy and put into a PC if you wanted to. There might be some slight differences. But the fact that you can take out the NVMe, well, no, it's not that much of a difference because they took it out. They replaced the NVMe drive over at Digital Foundry and probably several other YouTube channels as well. Like, this thing is literally like the Xbox Series X and the Series S are literally fucking PCs. Anything you make for that, it will work on PC. Why does Xbox really care? Like, the Xbox is just I feel like it's just a reference device for DirectX. At this point, that's what it is. Maybe at the beginning, Xbox like, hey, we should get to the console market. But again, it's literally like Xbox is literally direct Xbox. Yeah, I do not think Sony I don't think Microsoft cares that they're being outsold 5-1. I really feel like that's them showing like, hey, our strategy of let's just sell the games and not worry about a console is working. Windows Phone, maybe. There was probably a huge sunk cost because nobody was also using Windows Phone, like the OS. But people use fucking Windows. People use Office. Nobody's complaining that the Surface isn't selling numbers. Like, the Surface just exists because it is a reference device. Like, hey, this is how we see our OS being used in multiple form factors. The Xbox is almost like an extension of that, but it's like, hey, the DirectX APIs, look, it's in your Windows PC. That's where you play your PC games. Look, this is just making it easier for you to play PC games. You can buy Xbox Series X, S, or a PC. We got you with games though. And they're proving that by putting their first party titles on PC day one. PlayStation can't do that. They have to sell consoles and then wait for somebody to come along and port their games to PC. Crow, my wife's PC looks like the black Xbox Series X because she wanted a small form factor PC, and that's what I built her. It looks like an Xbox One if we keep it at a band and a buck, but like it's a small form factor PC, but it looks like a console. I'd imagine people probably used her case to build damn it, what is it? What do they call the computers that hook up to PCs? I feel like it's like at the tip of my tongue, but I cannot think of the acronym. But yeah, I feel like people take the case that my wife has, put enough components on it to make it game properly, because you're not gonna fix it's like a media server, but it used to be initials that went with it. I forgot what it was. Oh shit. It began with an H, and I can't think of it to save my life. I know it's not HPC, that's higher performance computing. But yeah, like they take these PCs, they put like whatever like, small shit in there that they can. They can fit in there. Small form SF. No. No. I don't know why I thought that was gonna work. Yeah. And like again, like it's similar to what I'm doing with my Mac Mini right now. Now, granted, this will probably play some games. I don't know what games and how well, but like, yeah, I can sit here and like there are games on the App Store, on the Mac App Store that I can play. Like Tomb Raider is available. I don't know if I can sit there and play Death Stranding or Resident Evil on it very well. I doubt I will be able to play them at all. But again, like my Mac Mini is kind of serving that thing. That's it, HTPC. Home theater PC. That's what it was. HTPC. Thank you. That was gonna drive me fucking crazy all damn day if I did not figure that out. Yeah, Microsoft does not fucking care. And like the fact that they're using that to kind of say like, oh no, is this time for new consoles? No, the fuck it's not. Have several seats. Have several seats. All right, let's take a look here. I'm gonna look down my list here. I wonder what the difference is between Workstation Pro. Yeah, right. It is obvious. Taka, what's going on, buddy? I need to look up the difference between Fusion Pro and Workstation Pro. Does anybody know the difference between those two? Is Workstation like the remote app? I don't know. Just for context here, I covered it earlier, but you were going back. No, Mac Rumors posted this too. Yeah, these are free now, and I want them, or at least one of them. I don't know which one I want. Hub falls in our screen. Oh yeah, they're doing that shit because they realize they are losing market share. Look, their pain. I mean, look, their pain is my enjoyment. And if I get something for free that I want, that seems pretty cool. Sure. But again, like I said, I'm going to see, like I've been using UTM on my Mac. It seems like it may be easier for me to run Windows on VMware Fusion. So I might just go VMware. Like it seems like it might be easier just to use VMware because there's probably better support for it than UTM at the moment. Let's see. Concord is launching this year. Wayfinder's removing microtransactions. I spent all day yesterday trying to figure out whether I want to do virtualized TrueNAS or just an Ubuntu server with ZFS installed. Just go for that bare metal, man. Just go for the bare metal. Let's see. Apple brings eye tracking to recent iPhones and iPads. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so yeah, Global Accessibility Awareness Day is coming up. So yes, Apple has added eye tracking to iPhones and iPads, at least those with A12 chip or later, to navigate software without additional hardware or accessories. I might save that. For Thursday. Seven decided I'm not sure I want to buy a whole separate PC just for my cold storage. Well, I mean, I technically use mine for multiple things, but it's mainly just where I mean, it's where my YouTube videos live. I mean, I don't see why you just, I mean, ¿por qué los dos? I'm just saying, I mean, but not like there's two things. No, I don't want to choose between two, like your two options, but I would use the system and, you know, just put some. Oh wait, but if you're using TrueNAS is an operating system, isn't it? It's not just software. That okay, I see the problem now. Great. Now, Notepad is a newsletter about Microsoft's AI shit. Again, I hate The Verge. Oh, there's a Terminator anime coming out? Why is Netflix so bad, but I want to watch all of their shit? See, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Is it official? Is this trailer official? Okay, yeah, it is official. Wait, it was oh, this is a premiere. Today at 9 a.m. Pacific. Oh, so it's about to start. I think I might take a longer break today before now in the game because I am hungry. I want to make a Oh, actually, I don't have to make a sandwich today. I've got leftover Mexican food. Let's see. Genshin Impact Light Wuthering Waves. Looks like it's going to be. That's a dope image. Doubt the game's going to look like it. Look at that. That's dope. Yeah, but it has Proxmox, so it's virtualized Ubuntu server and installs ZFS from command line or virtualized TrueNAS core. Plans to dump all of my files on there and then turn the VM off only for when I want to just dump things to cold storage. Storage is going to be a ZFS mirror with 4 terabyte Western Digital Reds. Okay. Yeah, I just connected hard drives to a Fedora box and said, "Hey, move things there. Just hold them there. Whatever you do after that, hey, that's on." Let's see. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I want this. But the main person I want to test this on is my wife. Apple to reduce motion sickness with vehicle motion cues on iPhone. That's dope. Hey, Merge, if you would like to divert funds in a way that would not be bad financial thoughts. Apple Vision Pro is getting system-wide live captions for people and apps. Damn, that's not bad. I'm already at a point where I should be selling stuff on eBay instead of buying stuff. Shockingly, old man in Congress not doing well with technology. What the okay, damn it. This is why I'm glad I have started DCA. Oh, this is my RSS feed reader, InnoReader. But this article, Chuck Schumer shit, is from Engadget. INO-Reader. Intel's ultra-fast sneaker net replacement. Why? Why can't we have open shit, man? Where's unscheduled carpool rides and shuttle service to airports and concerts? Netflix snagged global streaming rights for NFL Christmas Day games. I still have not seen that web tab. I really haven't. Also, I can't trick. Yeah, I don't know. Google is weird. ADT's new security system has facial recognition powered by Google Nets. Yeah, that's great. That's what we want. More facial recognition. Cat Quest 3 is coming out. Let's see. Let's hold on to that. $32 billion roadmap for regulating AI. Yet again, I mean, sure, that's great and all, but again, healthcare, homes, education. Did you miss the Xbox talk? You did. Again, my point is with that, no, I don't think Microsoft cares about the hardware set. Oh, wait, which Xbox talk? Which one? Don't worry about the USB 2036 spec. Fuck that shit, man. Yeah, it's sad. Like, I have to ask that question now because Xbox is just all in the fucking news. This I covered. Like, Microsoft probably not caring that they're not selling as many Xboxes because why would they? Oh shit. Madden NFL 25 is over 10 years old, but Madden 25 could also be announced this week. Yes, they are. But who isn't? That is funny. You know what? Yes, back in 2015, I had that thought about Madden 25 coming out in 2025. Let's see. Dune. Don't give a shit. I don't know. Maybe I care. I don't know. Okay, so now you're just talking about. Maybe I can read you. Will you tell me the difference? Okay, Workstation is for installation on Windows and Linux, Fusion for Mac, and both can. Okay, so Workstation is for Windows, Fusion is for Mac. So I would technically want to install both of them, right? Like maybe? I mean, I only have the one Windows machine, but everybody, like every other computer is getting VMware Fusion. All right. It also says that workstation is also for, but I don't have any Linux desktops. That's the problem. That's the bit I'm getting at, and why I said I only have the one Windows machine, and didn't mention anything about Linux desktops. Yes, I made one the other day, but also reverted it back to Mac OS because I wanted to connect it to my TV. Look, each OS has its purpose. For me, Linux's purpose is mainly on the server. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you, dog. I did have a discussion Monday that, hey, maybe I'll take one of my SATA SSDs, wipe it, and put Linux on it, so that way I can at least have Linux on this PC here, because I'm not using it for I'm not using it like I was back in my old house to watch content on it. Maybe, but everything just works right now, and that would just fuck up my workflow to do that. I have no real need for a Linux desktop right now. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't. If you could tell me other than, hey, I'm not using Mac, I won't be using Mac OS or any monopolistic companies as to why I should be using Linux as a desktop OS, you can get me to use any other OS right now. Like if I try to switch this PC to Linux, it would take a lot of work I don't want to invest in right now. And while installing Asahi on any Mac that I have would be like a very trivial thing. Well, I don't know. My Mac Studio might be an issue, but I feel like my MacBook Pro, oh, that's downstairs now. I forgot I took that back downstairs. My MacBook Pro and my Mac Mini could take Asahi probably with no problem. It's a man, look, I'm in these streets, man. I gotta be compatible. I gotta be compatible, bro. Like, I really feel, I will tell you this too. Like, look, if I wasn't, and that's probably how to get you, right? If I was on this damn iPhone, I probably could switch over to Linux again fairly easily. But, and I'm gonna say this not because of Apple that's keeping me on the iPhone. It is my family that is keeping me on the iPhone. There was one thing I forgot. I want to say there is one trigger. There is one trigger that Apple, that something would have to happen to the iPhone that would see me switch. And I can't remember right now what it is. I can't remember what that trigger is, but there is a trigger, like something would have to happen on iOS or the iPhone that would have me switch. And it's not like I don't have devices where, like, if it happened today, I probably would switch today. Like I've got the Galaxy S22, which is still good. I have the Pixel 6a, which is still good. Like they're all the same age. I got them all in 2022. So, but yeah, because my family's on iOS, which also was a thing of my making. I did that because I switched to iOS and was like, you know what? Hey, this will be easier for all the rest of my family. Also, Merge, you can see that I changed that bot and it's still not working. So, hey, it's whatever. It's here. Yeah. Let's see here. All right. So I am, let me check some of my email real quick. All right, it doesn't look like the thing I applied for came through, so I'm not too concerned right now. I might come back and play a little bit of we celebrate status and enjoy game. I might come back in a bit. Look, would y'all like to talk some more? Would you like to see me play a video game? Because that'll determine how I'm going to handle my lunch situation. I don't mind talking. We can sit here and talk and just chew the fat. Because I don't know what I want to play today. I was thinking Horizon, but then I'm also like, will Horizon actually behave on stream? Oh, well, yeah, I guess I could do that. Like, it won't take long. Like, I did not have many leftovers. It will not take long. I'm just a little hungry. But yeah. All right. So then I'm going to go enjoy some lunch. And we'll be back with something. Stay tuned.
Y'all still here? Anywho, thank you so much for tuning in to another video. Really do appreciate it. Of course, if you like the content that you just saw, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things that the YouTubers ask you to do. I guess that includes me now. Anywho, yes, like, comment, subscribe. Really do appreciate it. Support the channel over Patreon, PayPal, whatever. Check out the links in the video. To anything else I might be pushing, hawking, I don't know. Did I sell out by now? I recorded this ages ago. Have I sold out? Let me know. But until then, I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.